Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. Now today we're going to complete Set 2E Mid-Year Revision Checklist Part 2. Some of the remaining questions on data analysis statistics. So hope you have already have your worksheet with you, and let's get started. Right, so for here, first question, we have a different for data analysis, right? We got a few different things that we always need to calculate: mean, mode, and medium, our 3M. And then we have various different types of data analysis, data representation. For example, the dot diagram, the stem and leaf diagram, okay, and then the table format, okay, and other pie chart and whichever. So in this case, we're going to look through our dot diagram questions first. Right, so for our very first question, a survey was conducted on a group of 25 students to find out the number of hours they spend on using computer per day. Now, this is the following dot diagram that shows the survey results. Okay, so what do we have? Actually, when we look at the dot diagram, right, we should be able to know that we are able to represent this into a table of values as well. Okay, what is this table of values? First is the X, the data value. What is the data we are collecting? The data is the number of hours they spend. So the number of hours will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And the number of dots tell us the frequency. So this F over here is the frequency. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 dots over here. Then 1, 2, 3. Frequency is 3. 2 has frequency 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 2, 2. Okay, what is this purpose of doing this? So that we can interpret the frequency and the table, and we can use our formula, okay, to calculate our mean. All right, so number one, state the mode. Mode means the data value that occurs most often has the highest frequency. So the mode, the data, is not the number of times, not 9, but the data value is 4 hours. Okay, so 4 hours itself has the longest frequency, highest frequency. Next, calculate the mean number of hours spent on computers. So the number of hours, average number of hours, this will be given by taking summation fx over summation f. Well, you may have long forgotten about this formula, so time for you to do some revision. Okay, summation fx means 0 occurs how many times? 0 appears 4 times. There are 4 dots, right? So it's 0 times the frequency 4. So x value times the frequency fx. Then plus, so summation, this is the summation symbol, means to sum up. Okay, so plus 1, the data value 1 occurs 3 times. 2 appears 0 times. 3 appears 5 times. Then 4 appear 9 times. 5 appear 2 times. And 6 appear 2 times. Divide by my total frequency. What is my total frequency? So all this here are my frequency, isn't it? So it depends. And they also state that there are total 25 students. Just let me double check that do I have 25 students, but then any missing number, all right, that I calculated. So 4 plus 3, 5, 9, 2, 2. Yes, correct. I got 25 students. Using these, I'm going to calculate the number of hours, the average number of hours. 0 times 4 is still 0. 1 times 3. Then 3 times 5, 4 times 9, 5 times 2, 6 times 2. Divide by 25. I got an average of 3.04 hours. For statistical mean is just a number. So do not round it off to like a nearest whole integer or anything. Leave it as accurate as possible. So probably you can even, if the answer is really not exact, then you can round off to 3/8. If not, you can also put it in fraction, okay, to help you answer the question as accurate as possible. Next one, calculate the percentage of students who did not use computer. Percentage of students, all right? So in this case, please write your description. So percentage out of a total of the students, total students, right? Did not use computer. Did not use computer means 0 hours. So there are 4 of them who have 0 hours. So 4/25 times 100%. And that gives me 16%. Have you gotten your answer? Next one, calculate the range of the distribution. What is the range? Range is take the maximum value minus the minimum value. What is the maximum data value? I'm not looking at my frequency, I'm looking at the data value. So my data value, highest data value is actually 6. Then my smallest data value is 0. So our range will be 6 minus 0 or 6 hours direct. Okay. Next one, state the cluster of the distribution. Where is this cluster? The cluster is a group of the data that gathers together around the one with the highest data value. So where is the cluster? The highest data value is at 9, right? So there's this group of data, okay, is this group here is the cluster, and the data cluster around which data value? The data value that they cluster around is 4. Okay, with a peak at 4. So it clusters from the number 3 all the way to 6, but the highest peak is at 4, right? So in this case, what is a cluster? The data cluster around 3 to 6 hours with a peak at 4 hours. Okay, so this is the answer. So that's the meaning of cluster. But if in exam, if you just write the cluster with a peak is at 4 and you don't write 3 to 6, that's still okay because you understood that that is a cluster itself. Okay, next one. We're going to go through a stem and leaf diagram. So one of the more popular stem and leaf diagram that always being tested is back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. So in this case, we are going to go through the back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. We have the question over here, this one, boys and girls, something to take note for you to remember. How do you read the graph, right? So this one is our stem. Always look at our stem value, then the leaf value. So this is the boys' leaf. This is the leaf for the girls. So if I look at the girls, let's say this number over here, this digit, this comes from the stem 1, 4. So this data value will be 146 cm. Okay, the height is cm, right? But if I were to look at this one over here, this data value, the stem comes from 14. So this data value is actually not 914, but 149 cm. Okay, so please take note. Right, find the percentage number of children out of children. So I need a total number of children. So I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 girls. In case I need to use later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 boys. So total, out of my total number of children, there are 26 children. So for my percentage, we have 26 children. They say shorter than 170. So 170 shorter. Oh, 170, there are only what? These are the people shorter than, can it be equal to 170 or not? Oh, cannot be equal to 170. So these are the people who are 170. So my total number of children, 1, 2, 3, minus away 3 of them. So I will have 23 children out of 26 children. If this is not going to be a nice number, please write the exact fraction as much as possible. So for me, I'll write 88.6/13%. Okay, instead of 368. Next one, explain why the mean may not be an appropriate average. Okay, to summarize the height of the girls. So usually when we know, right, we do data analysis for central tendency, mean. Yeah, the first one, the best one is mean, then followed by median, followed by the last one, unless appropriate situation. If not, try not to use mode. But the most common one would be mean. But what is a situation that it may not be advisable to use mean? It's not appropriate to use mean. Oh, well, you could notice that there is a, what is this value being called? Starts with O. So this one is actually an outlier. So it's an extreme value, or rather it's an outlier. So once we have an extreme value or an outlier, right, it can affect the average. So it will greatly, in this case, greatly decrease the average of the whole height of the girls. So we have to explain there is an outlier of 101 cm. This greatly decreases the mean. Therefore, the mean will not be appropriate that average to use. All right, okay, it seems like there's an error just now in the recording. Stop for a while. Okay, so I was saying that there's an actually outlier of 101 cm. This greatly decreases the mean. Therefore, it will not be an appropriate average to use the mean, okay, as the height for the girls, right? Okay, so for the outlier, please state the value of the outlier itself. Next one, find the median of the boy's height and the median of the girl's height. So to find the median, first we must find the middle position for the boys. So the middle position for the boys will be their total of 12 boys. So middle position is 12 plus 1 divided by 2. That gives me 6.5, which means I'm looking for the 6th and the 7th data value. So 6.5, always count the data value from the one nearest to the stem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So in this case, my median will be among the average of these two numbers, 148 and 149. So my median for boys, please state carefully because there's boys and girls. So median for boys would be 148 plus 149 divided by 2, 148.5. Okay, have you gotten your answer? Next one, what about the median for the girls? So we must find the middle position for girls. So just now we calculated there were 14 girls. So middle position will be 14 plus 1 divided by 2, 7.5 means the 7th and the 8th girl, right? But remember, always count the data value from the stem first. So in this case, nearest to the stem this way out, then the larger value will be this way out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the 7 will be 146, then the 8 will be 160. So my median will be 146 plus 160 divided by 2. And that gives me 153. Okay. So in this case, which group of students is taller? We want to compare which one is taller or whichever. We need to compare the mean mode or the median. So in this case, how are we going to write our description, our explanation? Give a valid reason first, right? So median for girls, they want taller, right? Girls is 153 cm, greater than median for boys at 148.5 cm. Why is it that we did not use the mean? Anyone remember why we did not use the mean? Okay, because the mean was not accurate due to the outlier, correct? So we are not going to use the mean. We already say that it's not appropriate already, so we're going to use the median. So since the median for the girls is taller, is larger, therefore girls are taller. Okay. Next page. So now we move on to the next question. Okay, next one, table values, table of values. So now some adults will ask how many television programs they watch. What is the data that they want to collect? They want to ask you how many television programs. So this is the number of programs watched. This is my data value. Then the number of adults, this one will be my frequency. Write down the largest possible value of x given that the mode is 1. So for the mode is 1, the frequency is 11. So the largest possible value of x, the largest frequency that x can be will be 10. If not, 3 will become the mode. Next one, find the largest possible value of x given that the median is 1. Now, there are a few different situations. Even that the median is 1, either I choose the first person or I choose the last person. So how am I going to choose? I have 0, 0, 0, 9 times. So 9 of them here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 11 of them here. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5 of them here. Then 3, 3, 3, don't know how many 3, x of them here. So if I want the largest possible value x, that means I need to pitch a middle person, right? I want x as large as possible. That means in this case, I will choose this one to be my middleman so that the number of people on my right hand side can be as large as possible. But from the 11, I took out one person already. So I'm only left with, I took out one person to be my middleman, right? Okay, let me draw this again. I took out one person from here to be my middleman. So I'm left with 10 person, okay, and 9 person on my left-hand side. And my right-hand side will have 5 plus x. So this gives me 19 equals to 5 plus x. X will be equals to 19 minus 5, 14. Okay, so this one will be my largest possible value x. Next one, given that the mean is 1.2, this is a must know how to do question. The mean is equals to 1.2. Summation fx over summation f is equals to 1.2. I'm going to change this to something that you might understand directly. Summation fx. So I need to multiply f times x. 0 times 9, 0. 1 times 11, 11. 2 times 5, 10. 3 times x, 3x. Summation of fx is 0 plus 11 plus 10 plus 3x. Over summation of f, where is the frequency? 9 plus 11 plus 5 plus x. So summation fx over summation f, the mean is equals to the value 1.2. Either I can change this to a fraction or I just work along with the decimal. So now let us simplify these. I have 11 plus 10, that's 21 plus 3x over 9 plus 11 plus 5, that's 25 plus x equals to 1.2. Then what do we need to do? We cross multiply 21 plus 3x equals to 1.2 times 25 is 30 plus 1.2x. So group all our x together, 3x minus 1.2x. I believe you can do the algebra. So I'll leave you to finish up the algebra. Is that okay? So I just quickly calculate. I got my answer, x is to be 5. So the value for x will be 5. So when they give you this one, this is a must know how to solve. Okay, very standard question. Must know how to do this question. Please practice. Okay, next one over here. During a period, now this one is a frequency table with intervals. So when we have intervals, sometimes it's difficult for us to calculate the mean value, the mean. So if we want to calculate the mean, we need to find something called our mean value. Okay, or the class mark, the number that represents the class itself. Right, but before we begin, let's read the question. So I have a period of 60 days. That means my total frequency will be 60, and the number of hours of sunshine. So my data that I'm collecting is the hours of sunshine. Okay, and they ask me for the modal class interval. So for modal class interval, which one has the highest frequency? The one with the highest frequency is over here. So the one with the highest frequency is 15, but the interval, this is my interval. So this is my interval. The modal class interval will be this interval. So copy the whole interval exactly. Do not use the mean value to represent your answer. Okay, I think the system is hang again. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. I think that's very poor connection because I'm in my classroom. So I think the recording has some intervals. Okay, but anyway, when we say state the modal class interval, do not use the mean value to represent your answer. Okay, copy the whole class interval as the value. Next one, state the interval in which the median lies. So first, let's find the middle position. So for our middle position, okay, there's a total of 60 data values plus 1 divided by 2. That gives me 30.5. Means I want the 31st, 30th, and the 31st person. Okay, so where's the 30th and the 31st? Let's calculate 10. There are 10 of them here. There are 15. So total there is already 25 over here. So 25, if I add another 12 more, I will exceed 30, right? So that means my 30th and the 31st person are all inside this interval. So my interval for median interval will be 4 to x to 6. So the median interval 4, x, and 6. Answer. Okay, now estimate the mean. Why is it called an estimate? Because I do not know the actual, I do not know the raw data value. Not actual, I do not know the raw data value. Okay, not exact. A lot of you like to write exact, the actual raw data value. But why is it an estimate? So now I'm using the mean value. So 0 plus 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. 2 plus 4 divided by 2, that gives me 3, 5, 7, and 9. I use these mean values to help me, right? Then now I'm going to find, as usual, fx. So mean is still summation fx over summation f. So let me find my fx. 1 times 10, 3 times 15, 5 times 12, 7 times 10. Then I find my summation fx, mean, estimated mean. That will be 10 plus 45 plus 60 plus 70 plus 72 divided by my total frequency, 60. And that gives me 4.28333. Okay, the question say 2 decimal place, 4.28 will be the answer. All right, have you gotten the answer? Okay, let's continue to our last 2 pages. So for our last 2 pages, now this 2 is slightly a different kind of question, okay, that needs you to do some explanation or to read carefully what the question is talking about. This table shows some people chose to do what some people choose to do after leaving school. So that means after they graduate, where they want to go. So for employment, there are a total of 72 over here. Oops. Right? This one over here. So total employment is 72. Then for polytechnic, total for poly, those who choose to go for it, polytechnic is 42. So together get the number of female, 42 minus 28, that gives me 14. Okay, I'm trying to fill out the data value, okay. Then I know that the total over here is 180. So 180 minus 32 minus 42, that gives me a total of 66. And if I have 66, I minus away 34 male, I get 32 female that goes to college. And then the total number of female, 29 plus 14 plus 32, that gives me 75. Okay, 105 plus 75 also gives me 180. So it's correct. So after I fill my table, I roughly know already how many females choose to go to college. So choose to go to college, 32 of them. Okay, a pie chart is to be drawn showing the data for male. So in this case, my total number of units for male, total male will be 105. So 360 degree represent 105 male. Oh no, I should not do it this way. 105 male represent 360 degree. I want to find the angle that represent people choosing polytechnic. So the male who choose polytechnic, 28 of them. So that will be 28 out of 105 times 360 degrees. And that gives me an angle of 96 degrees. So this is your answer for part. In part C, which group of male or female did a greater percentage? So I want the percentage is percentage of male, percentage of female, not percentage of total number of students, right? So out of a male, okay, percentage for male, okay, for the male, right? The male, my total number of male is 105. The greater percentage choose employment. Employment will be 43 out of 105 times 100%. For my percentage for female, this one is male, this will be female who chose employment. Out of a total of so many female total got 75. 29 of them chose employment. Okay, so let's calculate the percentage. This gives me 40. Okay, if now you want to write 360, 40.95, 40.9, 95. Yeah, this one is, okay, I'll write a fraction now. 40, 20 over 21%. Then while the female is about 38, 2 over 3%. So it reached In which group? Okay, so for male group. How many more? By how much more? So 40 and 20 over 21 minus away this percentage minus this percentage, 38 2 over 3%, and that gives me 16 over 7, 2 and 2 over 7%. Okay, or if not, you can work in 360. Oh, sorry. Hey again. Okay, I try, okay, to finish up my last few pages. Next one over here, Andy draw this graph to show his annual bill for each of the last 4 years, right? So for this one over here, we notice that this is actually a pictorial representation. Now, there are a few things that we need to take note about pictorial representation that may cause the whole data to be misleading. Okay, number one, we always check the title, whether is it correct or not, is it too exaggerated, is it misleading? Okay, so in this case, the title is just annual gas bill, that is still okay. Then next one, we look at our vertical and horizontal axis. Are they in correct intervals? Did they have any missing data? Is there a skip? So in this case, you notice that the vertical axis did not state a proper interval, though. Okay, but it's okay. Still can be basic data value 1,200. And we have our years, 2012, 2013, 2014. So no missing years. So the only other things that we need to worry about whether is it misleading or not is the area of the icon. So in this case, state one aspect of the graph that may be misleading and how this may lead to a misinterpretation of the data. So like I was saying, a few important ones: title, axis, intervals, scale, okay, and then now last but not least, the area of the icon. So the choice of the icon itself in 2015, okay, and compared to 2012, it looks like the data value is about half each other, right? Okay, give me a minute. It's about half of it. So probably this is about 600 compared. But when you compare the icon itself, this icon itself looks like it is definitely much smaller than half, and then the 2015 is like exaggerated a few times more than 2 times the actual data value. So the area of the icon is actually misleading in this case. So what we can write for our reason, one aspect, okay, the area of the icon, or rather the size of the icon, but when we mean size, it's actually talking about the area, okay, how big it is. The area of the icon is misleading. Okay, so we are stating this aspect. Now they ask us to explain how this may mislead us to a misinterpretation. So now I'm going to explain. I'm going to use the 1,200 and the $600 for comparison. Okay, the bill, the gas bill for 2015 is about 2 times or twice the amount for 2012, but the size or the area of icon appears to be more than twice larger. Okay, so this may give people a misconcept or misfeeling that, oh, the 2005 has increased, exaggerated, is extremely larger, so many times more than the gas bill for 2012. Hence, this is actually not a good interpretation or good choice of icon. So what is a better choice of icon? You can stack up the number of the gas bill, the gas itself, and the gas icon, and then make it like a pictogram. Okay, instead, right? Next one, Alyssa wants to find out how much time students spend on the internet. She uses this question on a question app. So list two things that are wrong with this question. Technically speaking, this question itself has many problems, okay? So first one, how many hours do you spend on the internet? The question is not very clear. Am I telling you asking you about how many hours you spend on the internet per day, per week, per month, or whichever? It did not state the interval, the frequency of the question, right? The question did not state time frequency. Example, per day, per month, or per week, etc. Right? So do give an example to clarify your answers. Next one, second question, what's wrong with this question? So tick one of the box. So I'm having a time interval. Okay, how much time do I spend on the internet? Let's say 2 hours, 40 minutes, or 2.5 hours. Notice what about the interval? 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 7, over 7. But there's no interval that allows me to choose between 2.5 hours or 2 hours, 40 minutes, for example, etc. So in this case, the time interval here, these are considered as discrete time interval. Time should be continuous. So the time intervals given are not continuous. So the options given are not continuous. Example, they should have interval, for example, 2 to 3 hours. Oh, let me change this a little bit. Okay, which can include are not continuous intervals. Okay, so for example, this one. So which does not include, or the options does not include, the options cannot allow, example, 2.5 hours. Okay, so do state examples to make your answer, to explain your answer clearer. Okay, next one, list two things wrong with this question. I already gave two. What other things that are wrong with this question? How about some people who don't even use the internet, or there's no option of having a 0 hours as well, right? So that can also be one of the problems with this question. Okay, have you gotten your answer? Of course, if you have some other logical answers, you can share them with me. Then I will go through the questions, right? Okay, last page for the day. Okay, this one over here is on construction. The diagram shows a triangle ABC. I'm not able to construct this down here, but I can fill in the words, okay? So the diagram shows a triangle ABC over here, right? And construct the bisector, angle bisector of BAC. So angle bisector of BAC, this is the angle. So angle bisector of BAC, we'll need to use the compass and protractor. I'll go through this part of the construction with you in class. Okay, then but when I have an angle bisector, I must remember angle bisector means equal in distance or equidistant, sorry, is walking in between two lines. Where is this angle BAC? BAC is over here. It's in between which two lines? It's in between the line AB and the line AC. So when you have angle bisector, it's equidistant between two lines, AB and AC. Next, construct the perpendicular bisector of AC. Perpendicular bisector of A and C. The line should be somewhere in the middle, then this one should be somewhere in the middle, right? But I'll do the construction a bit later in class. But now this one is perpendicular bisector of A and C. That means this is equidistant between 2 points. Okay, what are the 2 points? A and C. Take note, one is between 2 lines, the other one is between 2 points. Hence, we should be able to fill out the question when I have a point of intersection. This point of intersection will be in between, will meet the condition equidistant from the points A and C, and equidistance from the line A, B, and AC over here. So you can do your construction and I'll check your construction for you. Okay. Next one over here, number pattern. Right, in a sequence, the same number pattern is subtracted. So the number becomes smaller and smaller each time to obtain the next term. So subtract 1 time, 2, 3, 4. I'm subtracting 4 times, right? So from 39 to 11, so 39 minus 11, that gives me 28. I subtracted 4 times, I'll take 28. Divide by 4, that gives me 7. So the difference is 7. So 39 minus 7 is 32. P is the number 32. Q will be the number minus 7 again, 25. R will be the number minus 7 again, 18. So these are my data values. Write down the expression for the nth term of this sequence. So I know that it's subtracted by 7. So when we subtracted by 7 every time, my term n will definitely have minus 7n. But I need to check what number before this, what number minus 7 can give me 39? What number minus 7 can give me 39? So I add another 7 to 39, right? So I get the number 46. So this will be my number pattern for the sequence. Last part, explain why this is not a term in the sequence. So please do not use words to explain. Use mathematical reasoning to explain. So I want to know that how am I going to use this, right, as a term? First thing, if I want to find a term of the sequence, means I need to find n. And I already have the sequence to be given by 46 minus 7n to be negative 246. So what we're going to do, we're going to find what is n, the value for n itself. So I'm going to subtract 46, negative 246 minus 46. That gives me negative 292. Divide by negative 7. Then my n term is 41, 5 over 7. Right? But this is not the final answer. I have to explain why. So what do we do? Since n is not an integer, right? So I cannot have a term 41 point something something, right? So since n is not an integer, negative 246 is not a term in the sequence. Have you gotten your answer? All right, okay, with that, then we are done for today, right? Please check through all your answers and check your construction. I will roughly go through with you after I mark and check the checklist. So, okay, but if you really don't know how to do, you better come see. All right, with that, we come to the end of our revision checklist. Thank you for paying attention and thank you for doing the work with us. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.